What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. If it is the first time you're touching down on this channel, welcome to Small Feet Big Heat. We talk sneakers, we talk streetwear, and everything in between. And today we're talking about the Air Jordan Summer 2024 lineup. It's a lot of sneakers we got to get into, so I don't want to waste any time. We're starting with the military blue 4s. They actually showed all of these pairs recently on a Sneakers Live Heating Up, so that's where most of these pictures are going to come from. And then I'll also try to piece in some other pictures from the web that we've gotten so far. So here are the military blues. I have to say, these aren't looking like a one-to-one retro. They look, the shade of blue looks a little different. The shade of gray around the mudguard also looks a little different. The shape of the sneaker is a little bit closer to this new shape that Nike has been using for the Air Jordan 4 than previous iterations of the Air Jordan 4 military blue. I don't know how everybody's gonna feel about that. I'm still looking forward to this sneaker, but something about these photos is really lackluster, and I want to see better pictures and videos, which I'm sure we will before the release. These are supposedly dropping on May 4th, so we'll definitely have better images by then. If you're on the fence about these, I would say the same thing that I did for the Air Jordan 4 Bread Reimagined. You might as well just go for it. Go for it, get your pair in hand, and then you can decide whether you want to keep, trade, sell. The Air Jordan 1 High Green Glow. This is probably one of the only Air Jordan 1 releases that's been announced so far for this year that I'm looking forward to. It's a very unique shade of green on these. It's not exact, but it's similar to the Soulfly Igloo joints, which is a sneaker that I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it's probably never coming back. I don't think they plan on retroing that. I could be wrong, but I think that was an Art Basel exclusive and we're not gonna see it again. That being said, this is not the same color, but it is similar to that color. And so I think that's why people are kind of feeling these. I do wish that the toe box on this pair was white, but it's not a deal breaker for me. Y'all let me know how y'all are feeling about this. Jordan 1s, you know, you really can't get them wrong. It's just a matter of, are people digging the colorway? Since this is a GR release, it's not a collab, it's not an exclusive, they don't seem to be limited or anything like that. I'm hoping that I could get a pair for under retail, since, you know, the Air Jordan 1 hype is dying. The Air Jordan 1 Low OG Shadow. This is a great pair of Air Jordan 1 lows. It took me a while to, you know, get behind the Air Jordan 1 lows. I was definitely their biggest hater for a run of years. I just couldn't get behind them, but I'm slowly starting to warm up to them. It's not every pair that I like, but it's specific ones that I think look good. And this one right here, I think, is a great pair of Air Jordan 1 lows, especially if you just don't have shadows in your collection at all, or if you really like the Air Jordan 1 low shadow, but you don't have it, because the prices on that pair are high. They're, you know, 600, 700, up to 1,000 in certain sizes. The price tag on some of those 2015 Jordans are very hefty. So if you've been looking into maybe buying that pair as a grail, now you kind of have a cheaper option to go with. The Air Jordan 12 Red Taxi drops on May 18th, and this is one of those sneakers that I don't see anything wrong with. I just don't see it being a head turner at all. I think that these are gonna sit on shelves in the mall and maybe in some of your local sneaker boutique that happen to get them. And it's gonna be one of those sneakers that casual sneaker buyers go into the store and maybe they'll pay them some attention when they're on the sneaker wall once they're marked down or something like that. You know, people who like 12s might be really interested in these, but I'm not. I'm in the small group of people who is still waiting on a proper Taxi 12 retro. I don't want royalty 12s. I don't want red taxis. I don't want black taxis. I want a proper Air Jordan 12 Taxi retro. And until Nike gives us that, they could keep all of this stuff. The Air Jordan 1 Team Red drops on May 25th. So as y'all can tell, May is pretty stacked with sneaker releases. This is a simple white and Team Red Air Jordan 1. It's nothing crazy about it. It's simple, but it is effective. I would say that this is a very clean pair, especially since Team Red is not a very bright shade of red. It's a little bit more subtle, a little more toned down, so it's very wearable. And I think that's why people might gravitate towards this one. And it already shock dropped on the sneakers app already, so Some people might have some pairs coming in. You might see some early reviews for this one right here, but we're not gonna see a wider release until May 25th. This is not a sneaker that I need or that I'm gonna cop immediately. I'm definitely gonna be waiting to see if I can get these for under retail, and even then, it wouldn't be a rush on my part to grab. The Air Jordan 17 Low will be back on May 30th with the suitcase at a whopping $300. That price point is going to scare a lot of people away, but this is not for everybody. This is a release that is specifically for a subset of people who have been waiting for this retro. And I don't see, at least in my mind, I don't see Nike making a lot of pairs of these. So I feel like they are going to be limited in comparison to, you know, a lot of GRs. So if you want these, don't sleep. That $300 price tag may scare some people away, but for the people who have been waiting for this, they're going to be out. They're going to be out trying to make sure that they secure their pairs. So you need to be too. This is an easy pass for me. I know the nostalgia is going to hit for some people, but I would never wear these. And I really only want to add sneakers to my collection that I'm going to wear. As of right now, the Air Jordan 4 Oxidized Green drops on May 25th. This is a great pair. I'm more excited about this pair than I am the military blue 4s. For right now, until I get better pictures, I'm more excited about this oxidized green pair. This is 10 times better than that metallic green and white pair that we got a couple of years ago in that pack that they did. That was like 4 different colors. They did orange, red, I think it was green, and maybe one other one. 10 times better than that pair. The balance between the green and the white is perfect. I know the Jumpman on the back might turn some people off, but if you've been collecting for a while, you know, you should have plenty of sneakers. 3s, 4s with Jumpman on the back. So it's nothing to me. I'm gonna pick these up, or at least I intend to pick these up, hopefully at under retail. The Air Jordan 1 High Latte is slated to release on May 29th. Now, Air Jordan 1s may be dying to some people, but there's always gonna be those standout pairs, and this is gonna be one of them, because a lot of people still don't have Rookie of the Years. The prices on those have skyrocketed. Obviously, the price on Travis Scott's are very high. The price on the Mochas has also, you know, gone up and is continuing to go up. So a lot of those brown, black, and white Air Jordan 1s that people want and are sought after, the prices associated with them are high. So this Air Jordan 1 Latte is another chance for those people who are still searching for that color scheme on an Air Jordan 1 to get a sneaker at retail. Now, obviously, this is a latte and not a mocha, so the shade of brown is a little bit lighter, but I think it's a solid pair. Will they sell out? I don't know about that, but it's definitely one of the Jordan 1s that people are going to be paying attention to this year. The Air Jordan 6 Reverse Oreo is slated to release on June 5th. Now, there's a lot of people out there who really like the Oreo Jordans, the Oreo Jordan 5, the Oreo Jordan 4s. I believe they've made a couple of those at this point, maybe 2, 3. The original Air Jordan 6 Oreos, that's where my positives for these sneakers end. I'm not a big fan of the Oreo lineup, any of them. I just don't like the black and white speckling, to be honest. I think when we first saw the Oreo 6s all those years ago, that first pair, the black and white speckling was something different. They weren't doing that then. You know, we had cement, which is gray and black, but not black and white. Ooh, nice, new, you know what I'm saying? But at this point, they've tried to recreate that magic multiple times at this point, and sometimes it hits for people, sometimes it doesn't. I don't know about these. Y'all let me know. For the people out there who do like the Oreo Jordans, how y'all feeling about these? The Air Jordan 11 Low Legend Pink. Now, hot take, I actually think these look great. Pink is not for everybody, and that's going to be, you know, a huge factor in whether or not people even pay attention to these at all. This is a women's release, I'm pretty sure, because Nike has been very consistently putting out Air Jordan 11 Lows in women's sizing. I'm not a big fan of that, but this one right here, I do like this sneaker. It seems like a very soft shade of pink patent leather, and the Air Jordan 11 Low is a perfect canvas for that because you have the white to balance it out, and then you also have like that milky shade of pink for the sole. So I feel like it's balanced well. It's a good looking sneaker. Would I pay full price for it? Probably not. And to be honest, this is very much a release that is likely to get buried in all of the collabs and other sneakers that are coming our way from Nike and other brands. It's just not super memorable. But if you are interested in these and they really stand out to you for whatever reason, they drop on June 20th. The Air Jordan 13 Dune Red. Now, these might be called Dune Red, but they definitely bear a resemblance to the Air Jordan 13 from the Ben 23 collection. If you don't know the Ben 23 collection, it's probably one of the most notably high quality Jordan collections that we've ever gotten. They were also very limited and they came with very high quality packaging. And because of that, the prices are very, very high. It's a lot of people's grails. There are some differences in the shades. It's not a one-to-one match, and I think that Nike did that purposefully by not, recreating it exactly. It's not a bin retro, and so people, consumers, don't have the same expectations. They're not going into this expecting it to be bin quality because it's not a bin retro. I think it's a good looking colorway. It kind of has like a clay earth tone feel to it. I like it a lot. Do I think that I'm gonna pay full price for these? Absolutely not. Again, as much as I like certain sneakers on this list, and I'm sure y'all do too, a lot of them probably will just get swept up in other releases from Nike and Jordan or other brands, and we won't even think about them twice. There's just that many sneaker releases happening right now. That being said, if I could get a pair for under retail, I would love to add another Air Jordan 13 to my collection. The Air Jordan 11 Low Space Jam. Now this is another women's release. I can definitely see people copping this if they really like Air Jordan 11 Lows or if they really like the Air Jordan 11 Space Jam High. I don't know who else is really going to be checking for these outside of those two groups of people. We've seen the Space Jam colorway get applied to a lot of different things. Dunks, Air Force Ones, dunk lows and dunk highs, actually. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Just like the Oreo joints we was talking about. It's Nike trying to recreate the magic, but sometimes it just doesn't hit. Speaking of watered down, the Air Jordan 1 Low Code Japan. I don't see why anyone would buy these, again, unless you really like the Air Jordan 1 Low and prefer it to the highs. Because the Air Jordan 1 Code Japan re-release from 2020 is not going for that much over retail. So a person could still cop that sneaker at a good price and doesn't have to settle for this low if it's not what they want. I don't see these making a big splash, and I wish that Nike would have kept, the Code Japan as they are. I don't think it's a shoe that needed to be cut in half. Maybe they're trying to reuse materials or something. That seems like a likely possibility. I think that this is a sneaker that, just like the earlier releases I was talking about, the red taxis, that these will probably sit on shelves and catch the attention of, some mall buyers, some people going in looking for a decent pair of sneakers, or maybe they'll just see them and really like them and have no idea about the high version. The Air Jordan 1 Total Chrome, this shoe does not have a release date, and this sneaker makes me feel like it was pulled from a time capsule. It's very much given the vibe of 2008 women's releases. Actually, I'm pretty sure that if I went in my closet right now, I have a very similar pair of women's Air Jordan 1. Something about it just has that 2008, 2009 pink it and shrink it vibe. And when I say pink it and shrink it, it's not literal. Not every shoe was pink or purple, and not every shoe was just a shrunken down, terrible quality version of something else. There was definitely some women's sneakers that were bangers back then, and we have some really good women's sneakers now, but this just feels like they phoned it in. It looks like you put aluminum foil on an Air Jordan 1. I'm not feeling it, but you know what? I'm really looking forward to seeing if these end up in the hands of any of the people that I follow on Instagram, because I want to see how they style them. If you're watching this video right now and you like these, definitely hit me up on Instagram, because I want to see what you put them together with. And I'm not even being facetious. I really want to see how people intend to wear these. If you enjoyed today's video, like, comment, subscribe, show a small YouTuber some love. I really appreciate it. I'm getting back into my upcoming sneaker releases bag, so if I fumbled a little bit in this video, I'll get better as I start filming them more again. If you want to see me talk more about sneakers, check out that video up there where I talk about some other upcoming releases, or you could check out that playlist right there, which is a bunch of sneaker reviews.